Hi, guys. Welcome to today's live. I do have news today because, of course, it is Tuesday. But more than that, I actually do have news. Okay. So, probably wasn't good. Great. Hold on, guys. Okay, so on the main channel, we are up to 375 subscribers. Woohoo! And on the other channel, we are up to 18 subscribers. So very cool. We have our recap for the week. We had 7 videos, 6 shorts, 4 live streams, and 2 posts. 2.5 thousand people tuned in, and we got 6 new subscribers. People watched 2 groups of whales, whale tails, and organism of the week, giant squid. Still don't get that. We had 22 likes, 14 shares, and 1 comment. What was the most viewed video last week? 2 groups of whales. From the other channel, let's see. We had 1 video and 4 shorts. Now remember, there was only 1 video for the week on that channel and 4 shorts. 513 people tuned in, and we got 1 new subscriber. This is what you guys watched that week. Bowhead whale toy review, relatives of the stonefish, and more random ring-tailed lemur facts. What was the most watched video last week? A bowhead whale toy review, relatives of the stonefish, or more random ring-tailed lemur facts. I'm going to go with bowhead whale. Yes, bowhead whale toy review. Amazing how that works. Okay, give me a second. Going to open up Instagram, maybe. It won't be a very long chat on that one because my phone is almost dead, but we're going to try doing what we can. Oops. I do have something to show you. What the heck? I do have something to show you guys. Doug, my phone. There it goes, maybe. Okay. I do have something really cool to show you before we get into today's topic. With the money that I make off of doing surveys, I have switched it so that I can buy things on Amazon. I got a little emperor penguin, I think is what it's supposed to be, off of, this is not, this is a company, I believe they're out of Germany. Schleck Toys. Very cool. That's what he looks like. Okay, anyway. We do have some really cool lives coming up. We're going to be talking about eventually the importance of leaf litter and plant stems in your yard and in the garden, ways to encourage wildlife to visit your yard, learning what's out there, why it's important to know what stuff is out there, your pets and wildlife laws that are going to keep you and you out of trouble, wildlife photographer code of honor, because I've been seeing a lot of that, a lot of people saying stuff that if they knew better, they probably wouldn't be saying. Hobbies that'll help get you outside, and know before you buy, which is talking about buying animals for pets. Okay, so today's live, we are doing random gross body facts. Our next live is just going to be chatting with moi, chatting with me. Okay. With that out of the way, let's dig into some random gross body facts. And I know you guys are dying for these because I know I'm not. How you smell. Now, I'm not talking about your BO. That's we're not going to go there. But say someone is cooking an apple pie. How do you know it's apple pie? Well, first off, any smell that you smell, there's always tiny particles floating through the air. And those tiny particles are cinnamon and apple and allspice, whatever you put into a pumpkin pie, right? So those end up going into your nose as you breathe. Those particles actually get stuck in your mucus, and the nerves in your nose then transmit that data to your brain, which tells you exactly what you're smelling. Now, we've all been there. I've been there. Did you know that bad breath can be a mix of issues such as not brushing? But fats sometimes don't break down the right way and they get moved to the blood, which can actually give you bad breath. A pint of fluid in the bladder causes it to expand to the size of a softball. So if you've ever played softball, imagine that being inside your body. By the way, the bladder can hold up to 2 cups of fluid. Now, I know this isn't exactly our body, but the original casings for sausages were made from the intestines of sheep and pigs and oxen. Here is where it gets gross, everybody. Bear with me. 1 foot of colon can hold 5 pounds of feces, and the average human has a 5-foot colon. So do the math. I told you it would be gross. Did you know? Hey, I told you guys this would be gross. It's only going to get worse, maybe. Did you know what scabies are? Scabies are mites that live under the skin, and it is contagious. You don't always have them, but you can get them. And basically, what happens is they live under the skin and they tunnel, and those tunnels can become infected and itchy. And when the eggs hatch, the larvae move to the hair follicles, and from there, they can move to new hosts. Feces contains digested food and dead and living bacteria, and different foods can give it, anyway, different smells. There is a type of tumor that can develop inside the body, and these actually are actually tumors that can grow hair, teeth, and even organs. So, gas or flatulence. The digestive system gets air from either you swallowing air or from fermented foods inside the digestive tract. Mucus helps to trap particles that we don't want in our body, such as pollution and dust, along with other particles. Now, depending upon where in the body it comes from, we give it different names. For instance, phlegm that you cough up comes from the throat, maybe the lungs, and it is basically foreign material that it gets covered up um, and then coughed up. While snot is mucus that gets covered up inside the nose and ejected. Lovely, lovely discussion today. Yes. Did you know what pus is? Do you? Anyway, you're going to find out. So, pus is actually dead white blood cells that have died defending your body from any number of invading foreign bodies. You have billions of bacteria that live on your skin. Your forehead alone can contain as many as 7 million per square inch, and they live there rent free. You've heard me talk about mites that live in your eyebrows. Well, they were discovered just a few years after my entry into the world, way back in 1972. When a baby is born, their gut is bacteria free, but in just a few days, the digestive tract is colonized by bacteria, and your large intestine is home to these helpful bacteria, usually helpful bacteria. With all these bacterias, whatever the plural is, in and on your body, only 10 to 11% of the cells in your body are actually human cells. The other 90 to 91% of the cells belong to bacteria. And your body makes about 4 pints of spit every day. You swallow over a pint of mucus every day. Your nose makes about a cup of mucus. Are you there, Carol? Okay. I lost my connection. Yay. Over your lifetime, you will fill 400, well, not you will, but you could fill 490 bathtubs with just spit. Yeah, I lost my connection. Your corona doesn't have a blood supply. It actually gets its oxygen directly from the air. Your brain can only survive about 3 minutes without oxygen. You will have around 300 bones as a child, a young child, but eventually you will end up with 206 bones. The dust that gathers on your tables and furniture and your TV and whatever is mostly made of human skin cells. Your stomach has to regrow its inner layer every 3 to 4 days due to the acid that is found in it. Hate to say it, if you swim in a pool and you get red eyes from it, it's not the chlorine, and I'll leave it to your imagination as to what it is. Hello, I didn't see anybody else come in. Welcome to chat. Ever had asparagus and then had your urine stink? Yeah, that's a chemical that is found in asparagus, making your body do that. I hate to say it, but that's all I have for today. Not the best, but it was something. I'm going to have a busy day today because I have to do the video for the other channel. I have to do the video or actually, I've already done the videos for the next 3 days. I have to film videos. I have a meeting with some people about my resume at 2. And then I'm going to make some people very happy. And I am going to work on my chapter for my vampire story. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And welcome. Yeah, so me too. Well, sort of. Sort of. Yeah, so I will be doing the writing for the 5th chapter of the vampire story. Yeah. Carol, you're gonna like that, I think. I think 5th chapter is where it's at. Next live will be Friday at 6, and we're just chatting. But again, I want to stress that in the end of February, the really cool. Oh, I guess I should do this. Friday's live is going to be chat with me. Well, I'm going to say be ready for more questions in chapter 5. The next few lives on the 30th, we're going to talk about reintroduction of predators. So think about how you want, if you would want predators reintroduced into the United States. Be prepared to argue with me. My favorite animal? Oh my gosh. I am that is a really really bad question. Um and everybody ask. Um Honestly, it's probably not one that a lot of people would be like, "Oh yeah, dolphins or something cute." No. My favorite animals are always the ones that nobody else likes, but I love king cobras. I don't know what it is. Um when I look at a king cobra, yeah, I see a venomous animal, but I also see well, tarantulas are cool, but when you look at a king cobra, I don't know if anybody else sees it, but you can see them thinking. And that I think is so cool. Um, they're one of the most, and they're up there with, I mean, as far as intelligence goes, most other snakes just don't have what a king cobra has. Um, but usually what I tell people is my favorite animals, I do it by groups. So like my favorite bird is a harpy eagle. Um, they're just majestic. I don't know. I watched one take off from the nest. I don't know. I don't know at this point. Um, just because it depends. Um, I will also be doing lives starting in February. How to set up a tank for a tarantula. It will not be a live tarantula that we're setting the tank up for. I'm going to be picking brains on the 6th of February. The 9th of February, we're looking at some of my geologic specimens. The 13th, we will be talking about extinct animals, more importantly, cloning of extinct species. The 16th, very important ecological topic, the importance of leaf litter and plant stems in your yard and in your garden. Ways to encourage wildlife to visit your yard if you want that. Sorry, I'm reading off a paper and not watching the screen. Um, your pets and wildlife. How to keep your pets safe around wildlife, maybe is a better word for that. Um, wildlife laws that'll keep you out of trouble. We're going to be looking at a few of those. Wildlife Photographer Code of Honor. Not May not be a super long live, but we'll go with it. Hobbies that you can do that'll get you outside, and know before you buy. So talking about exotics and how to be careful when buying them, because sometimes we buy stuff and we end up throwing it away because oh, and one of my favorite animals would be living in this. Like I said, I'm weird, but this is a textile cone shell, and if you travel in Southeast Asia, Australia, you definitely want to watch out for this. Favorite fish? It's a mix between blue shark and a great white. Favorite reptile? There's two: Komodo dragon and the king cobra. Favorite amphibian? Um, Probably Japanese giant salamander or the arrow poison frogs. Favorite mammal? Jaguar, I think. So anyway, oh, we're only at 12:30. Gosh, my favorite food? Oh, I love fruit. Probably shouldn't, but I do. And one of my favorite fruits is probably jackfruit. I don't know if you guys know what that is. But it's a tropical fruit. You get your exercise opening that up if you've never had it. Oh, okay. Um, it reminds me of Juicy fruit gum. That's a really weird description. It Carol, I will have to see once I have some money if I can find one. It to me, if you've had mango, jackfruit passes up mango every time. The problem with jackfruit is it takes forever to get into. I bought one to show my class when when I was working. Um, and I'm not joking when I say that it took me about a half hour just to basically cut into it. They can weigh as much as a kid, um, or bigger than a baby, and you have to coat the knife with like vegetable oil, or the the sap of the fruit will stick to your knife. You cut it in half, and then you have to go in with either gloves that are coated in oil to get the fruits out. Inside of each fruit, the fruit is basically a sack around the seed. You can pop the seed out. Um, you don't eat it, but think I think you can cook the seed or roast it. Anyway, it is the best. But I also like curry. I'm one of the few people in my family that actually likes it. So when I go to my favorite Chinese restaurant, that's what I get. I get chicken curry. And fun fact, I don't like cooked cauliflower, but I will eat it in that dish. I'm a little weird like that. But I also really love passion fruit, uh, mango, papaya, if it's really ripe, is really good. A lot of stuff I haven't tried yet that I'm hoping to. So yeah. The things I'm glad we're discussing this now and not earlier. And Carol, I am sorry for some of those human body facts. They were pretty bad. Pretty bad. I have to dig through my nature collection for Sunday. And now it's quiet. That's okay. So I have a pretty good collection of unique stuff. Everything ranging from spider molts to some dinosaur fossils to uh, porcupine artifacts. They're big enough to be crochet needles or crochet hooks. To myrrh. It's not really the best. I am going to be. I'm thinking this one. If I have one that's in better shape, this one's not in the best of shape. I know I have others. Usually by the time I would get to the malt, this is what I would end up with. It just gets folded up. as it dries out. But that is actually, whoa, where am I? That right there, right by my finger. Oh, not again. That is actually the head, or when you look down at the head, that's what you look at. Obviously, you have the legs, and then got to see how the best way to do this. I don't know. Right by my finger is where the fangs would be. I want to see if I can find a bigger one. But yeah. And then I have a bunch of smaller ones. So that's actually 2. And I believe these are I think those are from a Golden Knee. But don't hold me to that. But yeah. I think tarantulas are probably were my introduction into insanity. No. They were my introduction into exotic pets. And I would not. They're definitely not for everybody. But they worked for me. And for those of you on Instagram, those are spider molds. But yeah, I don't even know. It's bad where I know what I have, but at the same time, I don't know what I have. I have shark's teeth, tektites, seashells. Carol, give me a second, okay? I have crazy crystals that I probably shouldn't be touching, but what doesn't kill me only makes me stronger. So tektites, if this is a tektite, is material that is thrown up into the atmosphere after an asteroid strike. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be just an asteroid strike, but it gets thrown up into the atmosphere or out of the atmosphere, and when it comes back through, it sort of becomes glassy. This is not really glassy, but it comes through the atmosphere, heats up, melts together, and comes back to the earth. And I supposedly have 2 of those. Frankincense, because why not? Fossil teeth that I'm waiting to find out what are. Have quite a few of those. Bagworms. Always kind of cool to look at if you can find them. These are actually really bad news to have on your trees. These are a female moth. They will go in as caterpillars, live on the tree, and then when it's time for them to mature, they actually stay in their cocoon and they cover it in material from the tree to camouflage it. So in this case, it's a mix of pine needles and some little bits and pieces of twig. The male is winged and he comes and visits the plant to mate. And yes, I'm filling time because usually it's a half hour. Believe this is a garnet. And I'm sorry, my light is not plugged in. Yeah, no. So that's the garnet. This is another gemstone. This is tourmaline. It's not the best specimen of it, but what do you expect? I mean, I'm not rich. It is slightly polished, but this, I think, is amber. Oh, yep. This is a piece of amber. Again, it's not the best piece. I need to get a light that I can actually plug in. I think this might be a piece of dinosaur fossil. It might be bone. Or not. This I am not taking out. This is raw tiger's eye. And it's staying inside its little thing. If the light hits it just right, you can see the banding in it. A little bit more visible there. And there's a very good reason why it's staying locked up. But I'm not going to get into that today. This is a pencil urchin spine. These are actually designed not to poke you, but to keep the animal from being washed away from its little hole. More fossils, bits and pieces. That is a very good question. In its polished form, it's not bad. It's the dust that comes off of it that could be bad. I'm probably going to be putting this inside another container, just to play it safe. Yeah, when it's polished, it does something to it that makes it safer. So this is a ray plate, like a stingray plate. They don't have teeth, so they use these plates to crush up their food. And we just have a few other bits and pieces of stuff that I really don't know what is. That eventually I will figure it out, probably with help, but these are my letter openers. No, just joking. These are not letter openers. These are stingray barbs. You've seen these before, Carol. They are barbed. You can see that. That's designed to go in and not really designed to come back out. If they do break off in you, seek medical help. That's all I can say. Seek medical help if you do get stung. This is just a piece of quartz. And these are crinoids. That's one that got a little bit mangled as it fossilized. This comes from southern Indiana, and it's one that we found fossil hunting. Crinoids, if you don't know, are relatives of the starfish, sea urchins, sea cucumbers. So yeah, I am going to end today's live because I have still stuff that I need to get done. So I will talk to everybody later. Thank you for everybody for coming in. Have a great day. Carol, I will be calling you in just a few minutes because I want to discuss stuff. Oh, wait, no. First thing I got to do is I will call you, but I need to charge my Chromebook. Okay, so thank you for coming in, and goodbye.